In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on September 28, 2022, and providing you with team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Braves versus Washington Nationals. The Atlanta Braves and the Washington Nationals meet Wednesday in MLB action from Nationals Park. This will be the final installment in a 3-game series. The Braves took a shutout win in the opener. In the Tuesday game, Atlanta got another victory by 6 runs. The Braves are 73-31 in the last 104 overall and 35-16 in the last 51 versus the National League East. Atlanta is 17-8 in the last 25 road games. Meanwhile, the Nationals are 24-52 in the last 76 overall and 30-71 in their last 101 at home. Washington is 17-44 in their last 61 in Game 3 of a series. The Braves have won 8 of their last 11 games and 3 of their last 4 road games. They have been on a roll offensively, scoring at least 6 runs in 3 straight games. Expect them to continue playing well because they hit the ball well against right-handers, and Gray has struggled on the mound, giving up 18 runs in his last 4 starts. He gave up 11 runs in his last 3 home starts and will have a hard time slowing them down. The Nationals have lost 6 of their last 8 games and 4 of their last 6 home games. They have struggled offensively, scoring only 6 runs in their last 3 home games. Even though Odorizzi struggled in his last start, he pitched well in his previous starts, giving up 8 runs in his previous 4 starts. He is backed up by the 3rd best bullpen in the league and won't have a hard time keeping their offense in check. So the Atlanta Braves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Braves are averaging 4.9 runs per game and 4.91 runs per game on the road. They averaged 4.33 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Nationals. With Washington giving up 5.27 runs per game at home, the Braves will go over their average in this game. The Nationals are averaging 3.77 runs per game and 3.67 runs per game at home. They averaged 1.67 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Braves. Atlanta has closed the gap to a half game behind the Mets for first place in the National League East. The Braves are taking full advantage of playing the Nationals, outscoring them 16-2 in the first 2 games of this series. Atlanta is starting Jake Odorizzi, who has allowed 13 runs over his last 12.1 innings pitched. The Nationals are starting Josiah Gray, who has allowed 12 runs over his last 14.1 innings pitched. With Atlanta giving up 4.01 runs per game on the road, the Nationals will score enough runs to push the score past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Yankees versus Toronto Blue Jays. The New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays wrap up their 3-game series on Wednesday in Toronto. The Yankees are in the process of wrapping up the American League East Division, while the Blue Jays look to maintain the top wildcard seat in the American League. On the mound on Wednesday will be Yankees right-hander Jarrett Cole taking on the Jays' Mitch White. The Yankees might clinch the American League East on Tuesday night, so their approach to this game could change. Also possible is that if Aaron Judge ties the American League home run record, which might influence their lineup too. Whether those things happen or not, the Yankees are in the playoffs and thus do not have a ton of urgency for this game. Every game winds up being close with these teams too. Toronto is very close to clinching their wild card spot, and there is also the matter of hosting that opening round series. They are enjoying a strong close to the season and are hoping to get everything lined up for some playoff success. Toronto has been competitive with the Yankees throughout the season and is definitely motivated to keep them from setting any milestones or records at the Rogers Center. Jarrett Cole leads the majors in strikeouts this season but has not been quite himself overall. His earned run average is the highest of his now 3 seasons with the Yankees, and he has been more up and down than in the past. Toronto has hit him too, as he is 0-1 against the Jays this season. Mitch White has underperformed since coming to the Blue Jays from the Dodgers. He has his moments but struggles with consistency from inning to inning. It was only 4 innings, but his best outing as a Jay came at Yankee Stadium back in August. There is no doubt that Cole is significantly better than White. I do wonder about the situation though, especially as this is being written before the outcome of the Tuesday game. The simple fact is that at the current price, this is the cheapest you have been able to get New York with Cole on the mound all season long. So the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. This fairly low total line is more indicative of what Cole could be rather than how he is actually pitching. He has been bitten by the home run bug as of late, allowing 9 in his last 5 starts. The Blue Jays certainly have the pop in their lineup to produce multiple home runs in this game. Speaking of home runs, Aaron Judge is looming and would like nothing more than to touch him all against the highly vulnerable Mitch White. The Yankees are 6-4 to the over in their last 10 games, while the Jays are 6-3 to 1. This definitely has the making of a higher scoring game when you factor in that the Jays have hit Cole well this season, and White is anything but a sure thing. Even if he is pitching well, White rarely goes more than 4 to 5 innings, and the Jays might be playing this as a bullpen day given Cole's presence on the other side. Cole has given up exactly 4 runs in each of his last 3 starts, and 4 runs in his last start against Toronto too. The presence of Cole brings this total down under 8, but I am leaning to the over. The Yankees have gone over in all of Cole's starts this month. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Marlins versus New York Mets. The Miami Marlins face the New York Mets with both teams on opposite ends of the National League East Division. The Marlins have a 64-90 record and with a 21-42 second half record have fallen to the bottom of the National League. The Mets meanwhile have a 97-58 record and with 7 wins in the last 10 games hold the best record in the National League East Division. For the upcoming game, the Marlins will turn to Jesus Luzardo as their starting pitcher while the Mets will turn to Taijuan Walker, who hopes to rebound after allowing 4 runs in his last start. The Marlins are turning to one of their best starting pitchers and look to pull off the upset and provide great odds in the process as road underdogs. The problem is that the Mets are having a great season and hoping to secure the second best record in the National League and look to control the game from the first inning. The Mets should drive in runs at will with Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and the rest of the lineup making hard contact and crushing the ball against Jesus Luzardo and the rest of the Marlins pitchers to easily play base runners. The Mets should also limit the Marlins' struggling lineup, which is averaging only 3.58 runs per game, with Taijuan Walker bouncing back after allowing 4 runs in his last start and pitching multiple strong innings to allow the bullpen to close out the game with a comfortable lead. This is a huge game for the Mets, who head to Atlanta after this game. This is viewed as a must-win considering they are now even with the Braves atop the National League Central. So the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. The Marlins should play base runners throughout the game with Garrett Cooper, Brian Anderson, and the rest of the lineup stepping up and making contact against Taijuan Walker and the rest of the Mets pitchers. The Mets, who average 4.77 runs per game, should run up the score with Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Francisco Lindor, and the rest of the batting order swinging for the fences and powering the ball against the Marlins pitchers to play base runners at will. This will be a high-scoring game with both lineups stepping up. With a low total and the Mets being carried by a dominant lineup, look for both batting orders to drive in runs from the first pitch. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.